McDonald's. I'm loving it.
An environmental report has confirmed severe cases of mold in police stations across New Providence. The report, which was compiled following an independent review, reportedly sanctioned by the Police Staff Association and authorized by the Commissioner of Police, concluded that more than 20 areas require immediate attention.
Clint Watson reports tonight that according to the PSA, nothing has happened and they've heard no word on whether steps would be taken.
The management of the Royal Bahamas Police Force coming under fire for reportedly not acting on a health report received regarding the infiltration of mold in more than 25 units, departments and stations within the police force since 2013. Now, some 2 years later, the Police Staff Association's Executive Chairman Dwight Smith says the issue has reached a critical point, with officers reportedly getting sick and the health of many of them reaching a crucial stage. The PSA revealed that last year alone, there were more than 5,000 sick leave days recorded.
Many officers who are exposed to these type of environment develop chronic respiratory and severe allergies, illnesses, hence receiving sick leave days.
Smith says healthier police lead to more boots on the ground to fight crime. The report, conducted by Clear Solutions Plus, showed that aside for a significant amount of mold, there was also a colossal amount of dirt and dust found in the interior and exterior of the air duct systems. Additionally, the report illustrated musty odors in the air of the majority of police buildings, which indicates the presence of bacterial or fungal mold growth. Some locations, though, were more severe than others and require prompt attention to avoid severe allergic reaction. The company also noted that people would have to be vacated from the area for the cleaning, but in the cases of duct infection, the system would have to be replaced. At the time of the report, the company quoted a cost of just under $200,000 for these repairs. However, the PSA lamented that they have written to the leadership of the force but have yet to receive a response.
In those areas where they have unions, the unions cause those persons to sit out of those working environment until it's corrected. But not because we are not taking that approach of a strike or anything of that nature, but you should still leave it idle.
Meanwhile, BPSU President John Pinder feels that government should offer police officers the same courtesies extended to other government workers when dealing with similar issues.
The government needs to do what is necessary to prevent them from being sued so that there are no lawsuits against them. Give people choices. When you don't know, you just act normal. And you could be exposed to something that is killing you internally and you don't know it.
Smith says the most critical resources should be human resources. And while the powers that be have done a good job of getting technical assistance, they feel it's time now to focus more on the human resources. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
Today marks 50 years since the movement many consider a turning point in the road to majority rule in the Bahamas. Black Tuesday. On April 27, 1965, the late Sir Lyndon Pinland, the father of the nation, delivered a speech in the House of Assembly protesting rampant gerrymandering and the manipulation of boundaries by the ruling UBP party. The United Bahamian Party then was led by Sir Roland Simonet. In a dramatic turn of events, Sir Lyndon ended his speech by taking the speaker's mace and tossing it out of a window onto the street. Sir Milo Butler followed suit by throwing the hourglass out of the window as well. This movement galvanized voters behind the Progressive Liberal Party, which went on to win the general elections of 1967, making Sir Lyndon Pinland the first black premier of the Bahamas. On Tuesday, Prime Minister the Right Honourable Perry Christie, Fox Hill MP the Honourable Fred Mitchell, and Engliston MP the Honourable Glenys Hannah Martin will reflect on the legacy of Sir Lyndon, Sir Milo, Sir Cecil, and all the others who made the day historic on Tuesday. Vaughn Albury tonight will start to present a special series of reports marking this historic movement.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain. The Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, or URCA, issuing an interim order to Cable Bahamas to halt construction of 2 towers. The towers were to be used to facilitate the provision of fixed wireless broadband services to its customers. A statement issued by URCA indicated that Cable Bahamas has taken immediate steps to comply with the order and with the regulator's investigation. However, Cable Bahamas expressed surprise at URCA's action decision, considering that earlier this year, the regulator contacted the company to ensure that the new infrastructure being implemented was not being constructed for use in the delivery of cellular services. Cable Bahamas confirmed that the new infrastructure was to support and facilitate the provision of wireless broadband services and would not breach the current cellular exclusivity given the circumstances of such a breach. In other business news, Commonwealth Bank has completed the process to list its 6 preference share classes on the Bahamas International Securities Exchange, or BISX. These preference shares are the 6th to be issued on BISX, but are the first to be listed with the 6 tranches at once. Commonwealth Bank's Chairman William Sands Jr. said the bank has now listed all of its equity instruments on BISX, giving future and current shareholders easy access to buy and sell the company's shares. And in international business news, for those of you concerned about healthy eating, at least one fast food chain taking a stand. Chipotle Mexican Grill said Monday that it's using virtually no genetically modified ingredients and boasts of being the first restaurant chain to do so. Citing ongoing scientific research on the long-term effects of genetically modified organisms, also known as GMOs, potential environmental impact, and customer choice, the Denver-based company said it would remove, quote, the few, end quote, GMOs in its food. But the company said it was still working on its tortillas. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain.
Well, we've got a baton to pass. We're almost there.
Yes.
As the countdown is on for the IAAF relays. And tonight, the event's major sponsors are ensuring that all systems are go. Are you ready for the relays?
I am ready.
Are you running this year?
Next year.
They asked me if I wanted to run, but unfortunately, I have to work.
Yeah, don't
Let's
worry.
use that excuse.
Don't worry
but
about
you
that.
can run.
Don't worry about that.
You can run it.
Charles Fisher takes a look.
As the IAAF BTC World Relays title sponsor, Bahamas Telecommunications Company officials have been working hard over the past weeks, getting their name out there and making sure their system will be at its best, not only for the relays though, says CEO Leon Williams.
Trying to put in an IBS, an in-building solution, so that we don't have to go back. It sets the ground for a permanent solution, although it's just partly permanent. We don't have to go back every time there's a function in the stadium. That the system can handle at least 30,000 in the stadium. That people will be able to take their photos, make their phone calls, send their text messages, and be able to send their pictures via the internet, WhatsApp, whatever have you, on our networks.
Some family islanders got a special treat courtesy of BTC.
We're not using the same technology on every island. In the case of Bimini, we're using DSL. So in the case of Bimini, we've got 130 plus customers with 100 plus channels, 130 plus channels, 17 HD channels that the people in Bimini just loved it. So we launched in Bimini late last year in terms of beta testing. So those people have been using it since late last year up until now, free of charge. And then we went into places like Cat Island. So we are testing in Cat Island. We are testing down in Long Island. We are testing in Inagua. And we even now testing in South Andros. So we're getting a feel for it before we actually come to Nassau.
The company will be visible at the stadium offering many different services.
Marketing people will be looking if it is possible to have I suppose SIM cards, prepaid cards, whatever is necessary. Our vendors will be there. We're hoping that we could do a little Wi-Fi in selected areas so that we could test the Wi-Fi and stress it a little.
And just like many Bahamians, Williams is looking forward to being a spectator for the most Bahamazing event.
I just want to go there with my Bahamian flag and have a good time. Last year, the IAAF made the Bahamas track the fastest track in the world. So this year, we want the Junkanoo drums there so the Africans can come back and break the world record. In fact, I listened to the announcer on the ad that is being played on ZNS, and they're saying the Jamaicans obliterated the world record. So with Usain Bolt and those coming in, I want to see this track again named the fastest track in the world. I want the world record to fall.
For the ZNS News Network, I'm Charles Fisher.
I think what's good is that talking about family island. I think that what's good though is that Family Islanders are going to get to see it. Those who are using IPTV, like what do you say, Bimini, Cat Island, a lot of them are using it, and some of them free of charge. So I think it's good that they're going to be able to watch it.
Yeah. Local government officials in Eleuthera say they firmly believe that education is the key to success. Taking note of a deficiency in the Hatchet Bay community, local government and community members got together to make educational tools more accessible for students. Cleopatra Murphy has the details on their community-driven project.
Children in Hatchet Bay, Eleuthera will soon have a new facility to conduct research and homework. This is due to the efforts of local government and community partners that have taken the initiative to start a computer lab and library after recognizing there was a severe need. Local government clerk Latricia Cambridge says 65% of children in the community do not have access to a computer.
Today, everybody has a project. Even the little kindergarten kids have projects today. So they always would come and look for pictures about Parliament and the flamingo birds and all that stuff. So if we have the computer lab, they can come and, use it.
Cambridge says the new computers are also a godsend for Central Eleuthera High School students. When they get home after 4 p.m., P.A. Gibson Primary School that has computers is already closed, so they do not have access to that facility.
The kids from the high school would stop in Governor's Harbor to use their library. They have to hike home afterwards, and that's not a good thing. So that's one of the main reasons that we are really pushing so hard to get this computer lab / library up and running.
The Hatchet Bay Computer Center and Library is set to open shortly, and the donated computers are already set up. Boxes of books have also been delivered that are now only waiting to be stocked on shelves. Former principal of P.A. Gibson Primary School, Laveda Ingram, has volunteered to run the facility.
Ms. Ingram already got all her signs and she's up and running. She's ready to go. There's just a few minor stuff that we need to do so she can come in and put all her books and everything in place.
Officials say they want students to make the best use of the library, and parents can be assured their children will be in a safe environment. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.